95% of the work was done before the pitch even got live, and we'd had a very clear plan as to what was going to happen on day 1, on day 3, on day 6, and we had lots of different plans basically from plan A to Z as to different people we're going to drip it out to, and then once those people had got the information, we're going to drip out to a bit more.
Don't just rely on the investors on Crowdcube and just somehow think that they are going to see your pitch and you don't need to do anything about it. Campaigning, letting other people know who a lot of times aren't even aware of crowdfunding, so going out there via social media, via friends and family, and telling them, that if they have any friends who want to support small businesses, you'd find that quite a lot of people are willing to help.
So my advice to an entrepreneur would be to use your networks as much as you can. Don't rely on other people. That's the one thing that you can control. Go out there and use your own networks. There's a lot of noise out there on social media, and if you kind of just think of it as, oh, it will go viral, or I can use all my followers or friends on Facebook or Twitter and that will be my solution. These days everyone's using it. It is just so noisy, and so to differentiate yourself is difficult. Yes, use it as a channel and you might succeed in it, but really use your own network and don't rely on it. Another really important thing is momentum and social proof. And if you've lined up people before your pitch goes live and you can get that barometer up as high as possible early on, it's a really good social proof for other investors who stumble across your pitch and be like, oh, okay, well, that's already halfway up, or it's already got £50,000. Other people really, really value this. I might invest.
I think it's a good idea for entrepreneurs to hold an event if they can, if that's something that they can do and they have a product which is, consumer facing and can be, demonstrated or tasted, then yeah, absolutely having an event is fantastic.
The key thing is momentum. So as soon as the pitch is live, you don't want to just give up. You make sure that you've got all of the communications plans in place, so that you've got a plan from A to Z as to how you were going to push that bar over the 100%. And we had all those things in place, and so it was not so much of a, right, it's up and we give up. You've just got all of those plans in place and you just need to execute on them. You know what the plan is before it even goes up. I think that's the important bit.
And you obviously, send links to people here and there. It's live, this is the update. It's just a case of keeping money coming in.
When, sometimes I look at things when they're very first put onto the website, I'm not so sure, but then you just watch it and then you go back on again and you think, well, okay, there's a huge amount of interest now. So you take a second look.
The advice I'd give to entrepreneurs who are having talks with investors throughout their fundraising process would be a few things. So first of all, I would say always try and respond as quickly as possible. Secondly, don't be afraid if you don't know the answer. It's okay to say, you know what, this is what I do know, this is what I don't know, but I am going to resource X, Y, Z to go and get the answer. Having those one-on-one meetings or those conversations can sometimes be a lot more effective as well to impress them and to share your story with them. Allow investors to ask as many questions in whatever format or medium that they want to.
Just to establish a regular communications channel. It doesn't have to be the most informative email or tweet or whatever it is, but people just need to know that if you have already contributed money on, say, day 15, that they haven't forgotten about you and that they're trying to inform you about the process as they go forward. Whether or not that process is being, completely successful is not necessarily a worry.
Any questions that my investors have, they have a direct line to me by email, they know my mobile number.
I think entrepreneurs need to be absolutely on the money when it comes to answering questions, and also timing is very important. If you have a question, if it takes you 2 weeks to answer it, it's not a good response, and everyone can see that. The whole pitch, everyone who's viewing your pitch can see that you haven't answered that.
So you've always got to try and preempt what you think investors will ask. So we went out to our friends and thought, okay, if you were interested in this pitch, what would your questions be? For questions that didn't get answered, we used Crowdcube's feature of their Q&A.